Get ready for main dictation, May 1975. Start. Ladies and gentlemen, I have great pleasure in extending to you a hearty welcome to this annual general meeting of the bank. The director's report and audited accounts for the year have been in your hands for some time now, and with your permission, I shall take them as read. As all of you are aware, many unfavorable conditions have been operating in our country during the last 2 or 3 years. Inflating continued to be one of the most serious and one of the most difficult problems facing the country. A steep rise in the wholesale price level was the most disconcerting development in the economy during the year. Food articles and industrial raw materials together accounted for higher percentage increase in the wholesale price index. The unsatisfactory performance both in the field of agricultural production in the last 2 successive years and in the industrial sector was mainly responsible for this unhappy situation. Considering the difficult conditions that prevailed in the country, the performance of commercial banks in the year should be considered as satisfactory. The Reserve Bank of India had to keep diverse consideration in view while devising the credit policy measures. At times, it had to act with great vigor than at any other time. Probably never before has the credit policy of the Reserve Bank of India been the subject of so much criticism and discussion. It was indeed as much a critical year for the central bank of the country as it was for the commercial banks and their clients. Many of the banks had to do a lot of tightrope walking. I am very happy to mention that though the Reserve Bank had to act with greater force, yet while doing so, it showed all sympathy and consideration to the commercial banks. The credit policy for the busy session extended and intensified the credit control measures already taken by the Reserve Bank. The Reserve Bank has directed the banks to observe a ceiling on credit expansion. The refinance from Reserve Bank was made dearer and its availability was restricted. It also introduced a ceiling on a bank's borrowing from the Reserve Bank. Borrowings in excess of the stipulated ceilings were allowed under exceptional cases after detailed scrutiny. All these developments in the monetary fields really created uncertainty regarding the availability of credit, and so a scramble for funds started among the borrowers. The bank also found themselves in difficulty while following the Reserve Bank directions, though different banks were affected differently. Competition among the banks for funds in call money market pushed up the interest rate to unprecedented levels. However, it must be admitted that the Reserve Bank has taken sufficient care to see that the genuine needs of the priority sectors, particularly small scale sector and the export sector, are met to the considerable extent. Later, it even relaxed the ceiling on the additional credit given for export purposes. One must admit that the Reserve Bank acted with a sense of pragmatism. Letter dated 20th July 1970 from Pabalal and Company, Madras to Mr. K. George 20 Bazaar Street, Salem. Dear Sir, at every marriage, at every childbirth, indeed on every festive occasion, we make jewels and silverwares as presents or for personal use, as the function of jewels is to endure, and endure it is but reasonable that they should be purchased from a firm reputed for quality, reliability, and service. It is exactly here that we gladly place our long standing experience, professional skill, our vast and varied stock, and the service of our great organization at your disposal. Not only do we fully guarantee sovereign gold and pure silver in our articles, we further guarantee to pay cash even in resale the full value of gold and silver used at the current market rate of sovereign coin and pure silver. This rare and unique guarantee guards you against any depreciation of capital, making purchases at ours reliable and easy. This, with our prompt and punctual service, has today won the confidence of the customer, assuring you of our best personal attention and cooperation at all times and awaiting the favor of your reply. Yours very cordially. Stop.